Yeah, I think we've been muted this time.
Ah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I think we're good.
Are we good?
All right. Well, you all missed it. We just had the greatest
drama.
conversation of all time.
We can't redo it either.
We can't redo it either. So let's just go. Stream over.
No, get it.
No,
Get it.
but we are, again, I am happy to be back with these awesome people. We have Freddie co-casting, and we are welcoming our great players. Mr. Farb, how are you doing? Are you ready to play some FTL, sir?
Absolutely. I'm ready to go.
All
ready to get beat by Pieboy here.
And Pieboy over there, that's a lot of pressure. Are you ready to beat Farb? Do you think you got what it takes?
Yes, I absolutely do.
That's good.
Not false confidence at all.
He's English. He's like, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to win, and everybody's going to enjoy it. So I am super psyched to do this. We are going to do our pick band up. So Freddie, which ship did you say you were going to pick for this one?
I am asking and hoping for the Lanius B, but we'll see.
All right. So Lanius B.
Still hoping.
Since I've been getting wrecked on Kestrel lately, I chose Kestrel B as one of my choices. Well, that's a double Lanius B.
Third choice, Lanius B. Take your pick.
And then the third Lanius. Okay, there it is. Kestrel B, Lanius B, and then I think Fed A was going to be the other one. So this time we are going to allow. Let's have Pieboy. What are you going to ban for us, sir?
Absolutely, definitely will not be playing the Federation A.
What? You don't like
I'm
artillery?
all on board.
It's too lengthy and girthy for most people to handle. So we do not need to play that ship.
All right, Farb. Which non-lengthy or girthy ship are you going to choose to ban?
I've actually done a few practice runs with Kestrel B, so I'm gonna ban Kestrel B, and let's do some Lanny B.
All right,
chat very happy.
Lanius
A boarding
B,
ship
sure.
is our first boarding ship
ready.
on stream.
It is the first boarding ship, and it's also one of the most OP ships. So we're gonna get to see how you all handle the vented ship, basically.
It's very strong.
Lanius B, what do you think, Freddie? Why do you like this ship?
Well, this ship has very high wind consistent capabilities because it is so strong in the early game. There are a couple of squishy things you have to watch out for, and that is boarding or getting back low health Laniuses, or potentially and then reboarding with them, and then your clone bay going down. So there are some concerns with it, and I like to see how they manage with that. And then also the other interesting thing about this ship is you can buy only one system. It's either cloaking or hacking, and I'll be interested to see which they pick.
Well, I'm about to give you guys the seed. Before we do, I want to ask each Farb and Pieboy. Farb, are you planning to play with pause or no pause? What's your plan for this run?
Mainly no pause, but I have to remember to pause, and then I think being able to use pause and not being penalized in the sense of like, oh, you're streaking, not, don't pause. I think that's something that shouldn't be overlooked at all, right? Like, I feel like that should be taken advantage of in certain spots, but I'd say like 95% probably more no pause for me.
Okay, awesome. And Pieboy, what about you? Are you going to no pause it up, or are you going to do some strategic pausing like Farb's planning?
I'm probably going to be mostly nose pause. I don't even have pause bound.
Okay, so you're gonna go all in, even with a boarding ship. You're gonna avoid the pausing to move crew around, huh?
Yeah, it's stuff I've got used to.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the seed here. So I'm gonna type it in. This is the Discord. I'm gonna type it in there. I'm going to say it out loud, and I'm going to put it in the Twitch chat for if anybody wants to play along. It's going to be 982-374. 982-374. And you all be on the Lanius B. So that is your ship. That is your seed. And if you want to get set up, we will do the countdown in just a bit. And I'm thinking Math Champ was hoping that you would play the Fed A, because artillery is... Everybody in chat loves artillery so much. I don't know why everybody loves artillery.
Because we hate it. I mean, they like the things we hate. It's that simple.
That's why every ship that viewers mod to send to me, Oh, I got a special artillery for you, Rand. Oh, great. More cookies I'm throwing at people instead of actually being able to cloak, you know?
Well, I always say if your ship has a red laser coming out the tip, you should go see the doctor or the engineer.
Yeah. That's not a sign of a good ship. That's a sign
No,
of
no, it's
you're
the wrong
bleeding when you
color
pee.
laser.
You need to
gotta
fix
get that fixed.
All right, so Kasalan, you let me know when we're ready to do the countdown. As my camera's been all funky. I think I am the virus event. I am the NG virus event today, getting taken over here. Okay, this is just my probably OBS camera being funky or something.
Speaking of needing an engineer, Farb, come back to Saran, come back. I got him confused.
Yeah,
we were
we're
just talking about
mixed up.
the other Farb.
Easily
The other
mixed up.
Farb, come back.
I am the other Farb. He's the other Rand. I'll be saying, look
This
at Rand's
reality
plays. Oh wait,
This
that's not
reality
me.
cannot handle two Farbs or Rands in it at the same time.
All right, there we go. I have morphed into my final form as the other
Hey, you're
Farb.
back.
Superior godly form.
All right. I will say, as we're waiting to get to the other screen to start this, I love the background of all the ships moving.
Yeah,
looks
Yeah,
amazing.
it looks really nice.
And instead of a Pieboy cam, we have a salt shaker, which is perfect.
Yep.
Well, if that
Alrighty.
clump goes down at the wrong time, we'll see some salt come out of it probably.
So I see 982374 as the seed on both players. I see Lanius B. You guys ready to go? It looks like we're all set. So I'm going to do a countdown in Discord and a countdown over mics, and we're going to get started. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go, my friends. Okay. We don't have a timer, but I'm going to assume that will come up. Or are we going to do a restart here? There it is. We got the timer.
Okay, good.
Okay. Lanius B.
Lanius
So-
is all right. Farb is choosing to board into the shields. That is his strategy for the ship. Yep, that's
Okay.
that's perfect. I
Very
always make this
interesting.
mistake, and I'm glad to see him doing it correctly. You board into the shields, they send the defenders over, and then you hit the mind control, and then you run your Laniuses to go take the
Ah,
weapons out, and that's the way to do it. That's the pro play there.
Okay. So just to go over that, because
Pieboy
I
doing the-
might be learning from that.
Pieboy doing the same thing, boarding in
You
shields,
board
let them come
shields.
down to you, hit the mind control, and then they fight each other in the shields, and then you go knock the weapons down. Excellently played, both.
I will say both these ships have a heal bay, which is kind of unlucky early game for
Farb
boarding.
got a breach bomb.
Breach
too.
bomb.
What? Oh, and Pieboy got a rock. What a start! What a start!
So the asteroid
Good
fields from the last
seed.
run gave all the good RNG for free weapons and free crew for this
Oh.
run. Holy crap.
Breach bomb is a great find for a boarding ship. It's so good.
Pieboy says he can hear us, so I don't know if Kasalia
Yes,
maybe needs
yes,
to
yes.
change some audio.
I bet.
But that's some pretty insane starts right there. I think Farb might get the free rock. No, this is a different ship because the other ship had a heal bait. So
A free rock or a free breach bomb, you're not going to be unhappy with either of those starts. Very I guess they went to different jumps. They must have just they each
Yeah.
went to a different first jump. Farb went down and left a little bit, and then Pieboy went up and right, and so that's the difference.
well, I guess here's the question then. With the boarding ship like this, would you rather have a free breach 2 or a free rock? If you could choose, which do you choose?
I think breach 2 is a really good find on a boarding ship because the flak sometimes doesn't have that penetration you need.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to start building bombs up. He could actually
Yeah.
even sell it here if there's like a heavy laser or something good. There's not. So he's going to sell the respirators, and
Yeah.
Farb is going to look to get his shields up.
Well, and another thing, wow, yeah, okay, level 2 shield, super
I like it,
quick.
the seriousness of his face. He's like, he was
Yeah.
all giggling in the pre-show, and now he's like,
First laser
concentrating.
Mark 3 for free. What is this
Oh,
seed? He's got 2
wow.
free weapons.
Wow.
The greatest
That'll
thing about First
obviously
Laser
get
Mark
sold,
2.
but-
Yeah, it's worth what, 45 scrap, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Well,
This
I
is,
will say,
This
Go
is
ahead, go
where
ahead.
if you had your breach bomb up, sometimes these auto scouts and
Mm-hmm.
if you kill all the crew on the flagship, it acts like an auto scout. So that breach bomb can be great for the flagship fight.
Yeah, well, especially with Lanius boarding, because you're already venting their ship. You just do it even quicker with breach bomb. I will say breach is a little slow. That's the reason.
Oh, and he just got
Another
free
crew.
Sultan Farb with the two free weapons and a free crew. Pieboy, you went the wrong way, buddy.
Like, I got a free rock. I'm feeling good. You got the short end of the stick, sir. That's the short end of the stick.
You gotta take a left towards Albuquerque, not a right, Pieboy.
Oh, wow. What a start for the seed. Well, if it's going to be like this, I have a feeling he might get wrecked in a little bit. So hopefully RNGesus is not going to pay him back for this crazy Sector 1.
I hope not. Pieboy taking advantage of a strategy I like to do on the auto scouts where you board with your Laniuses and then blow up the ship. It gives you an opportunity to refresh your crewmen. Otherwise, you can't vent them, obviously, out of an airlock. So that's what kind of makes this ship a little bit tough is when they get low health.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the small downsides of a double Lanius start. If they're your boarders, you can't heal them with a clone bay. So you gotta. That's a really good strat to use that to purposefully kill them on an auto scout. I like it.
Which is why it's nice to even get an early buffer or get your clone bay up because you get that micro cloning in between jumps. Both Pieboy hit his first store there, and he did go ahead and they both have already sold their emergency respirators. Nice little piece of vendor trash to help you get your ship going.
Yeah, it's actually one reason I've found Kestrel weaker lately because it doesn't have that random artifact or augment that you can sell early to get that scrap gain.
Yeah, Kestrel C is really, I think it's a weaker ship because it just takes so much money to get going.
Well, okay. Farb said he was playing slow. This does not look that slow to me. I mean, boarding is inherently slower, but he's making these jumps pretty quick. He's dealing with these borders really quick. There's that mind control in the shield room again. Really good.
Yeah, he's playing really well. They both are. Yeah, he's not slow. Or I know he hasn't streamed in a while, so he was thinking he might be out of practice, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess his practice lately has been bringing it back. FTL is a fickle mistress, but once you know her ways, you can get back into the swing of things pretty quick. I'm guessing. He's looking super focused too. I love it. I love to see the focus
I
on
like
his
the
face.
concentration on his face. Yeah.
All right, destroy a ship and salvage it, or do you use the leverage? I'm going to assume you would usually destroy a ship and salvage it. Is that what you would do?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Don't care about those extra jumps?
No, just take the money. They're at the end of the sector. There's no more jumps to really take anyway, and just take the gains.
All right. We got a little bit of hacking on doors. Oh, the scariest hack ever, the door hack.
Rand is in another. I think he's
Another
a
dimension
ghost again.
Oh goodness. I am a ninja. I sometimes disappear and reappear.
That's the Icor. Come back to our plane of existence, Rand. We need you.
Oh man, these are really good starts. Free Zoltan, 2 free weapons, and Pieboy got that free burst laser Mark III as well. That is a start for both of these guys, really.
Yeah, and he didn't get the free Zoltan, but he did get the free rock. I prefer a rock here.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more muscle and capability if you're only getting the 1 extra crew.
I would say another underrated thing. Okay, NG sector for Farb. An underrated thing about the Lanius B is the NG start. Because starting with that NG crew is so good for blue options from the very beginning. I think if I would have to name a single favorite crew, I love my Mantis Borders, but NG crew for blue options, I just dig it,
I'm the same way, and not only because of blue options, but in this game, it's a game of attrition. You're always taking damage. You need the NGs to fix stuff. And I'm with you. NGs are my favorite, most useful, and my favorite, and then Mantis are second because they're both so specialized. And you're always needing to fix stuff, and you always need to defend your ship. You're always getting boarded.
Farb doing some really nice crew micro here, dealing with a heal bay and an anti-personnel drone with just 2 Lanius. That's
nice.
Really...
He did spend the money to get that breach bomb online, and he's got it charging and looking to use it here because it does 3 it doesn't do hull damage to the other ship, but it does system damage. It'll do 3 damage. It'll take down any level med or clone bay.
Yeah, it's guaranteed taking down them in Clone Bay. Really good play. He sent his other crew over there because that ship had a lot of. They had 3 crew and an anti-personnel and a heal. That's about as bad as you can face for anti-boarding early game, I would say.
It is.
Apart from just a Zoltan shield that you can't get through,
Which this ship doesn't have too much trouble with because of that advanced flag. You'll get through those early zone shields. The scrap gains are huge for both of these guys too already.
Yeah. This is
gonna be shaping up to be a good run. I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but it's shaping up to be good.
It might not be double halberd beam, pike beam, one shot the boss good, but it might be kill all the crew good with your Lanius borders.
Farb just got a free defense too as well, and he's hitting a store.
Ooh, this could be huge.
Oh, there's hacking. I wonder if he's gonna. This is what I want. This is why I wanted to run the ship. Is he gonna take the early hacking? The answer is yes.
No
you can only
hesitation.
take hacking or cloaking because you have a teleporter, you have mind control. You can only buy one system, and he just went ahead and grabbed the hacking.
Yeah, I guess that's a weakness of the ship, right? If you choose hacking, you don't have innate missile defense with either cloaking or defense drone. So if you take hacking, does that mean he's committed to more boarding strats to kind of control where the crew can move around? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Which is definitely a viable strategy. My strategy is usually I don't know if I want hacking or cloaking early. And it's going to be based on the weapons I get to determine that at a later date. And I've certainly lost runs because I was system light. So there's nothing wrong with taking early hacking here. He knows how to play with it. He knows how to use it to his advantage in boarding situations, and he knows he can win with it. So he just went ahead and grabbed it.
Okay. I like it. I feel like one thing I undervalue sometimes is how good hacking is with boarding. Because you're able to control where crew can go, that can really stop guys from getting into heal bays or from fixing their shields. So I think Farb obviously knows how to do that. So it'll be interesting to see how he uses this to complement his boarding, I would say.
It's a missile answer. You can hack their weapons, level 2 or 3 hacking, board into the weapons, take them down, and you're just not going to take a lot of damage that way.
Well, and it's the slug C starts with Masala maneuver. You get hacking with this ship, you now have the Masala maneuver, so you can hack those weapons. You can mind control those weapons. So
Farb,
build your own Masala.
Weapon.
Another. Is that a whole laser 1 he just picked up?
Yeah, it's he's moving in. He's in sector 3. He just moved into sector 3, and Pieboy just moved into sector 2. So it's a little bit of a difference here in terms of I think Pieboy took a dive or something a little while ago.
Yeah, Farb maybe been doing some reverse psychology earlier, saying Pieboy is going to be playing fast. Farb is flying through this run. This is 11 minutes, sector 3 with boarding. That is a super fast. Oh, this looks like the event Farb did earlier with the borders, the heal bay, and the anti-personnel drone. Let's see if Pieboy can deal with it as well. He gets that.
You can keep your sectors. If you can keep your sectors around 6 minutes or under per sector, you're doing very well.
Okay.
And Farb's done that.
Yeah, Pieboy is not. He did not send his extra borders over like Farb did, and you can tell he's having a harder time getting these borders.
Yeah. Free AP drone for Farb, of course. I mean, every jump, it's a free $20 to $30 item he can sell.
Farb is playing the role of the pirate who's just going up and taking everyone's stuff this run. Looks like I'm not the only ghost.
No, I'm ghostly.
All right. All right, I'm gonna have to vent you, Ghost, if you keep doing that. So, All right, Farb's got the solar flare. Smartly, he is venting his ship. Interesting. He opened all the doors, but not the vents yet. Now, that's an interesting strategy I haven't seen. Do you do that with?
No, I don't know.
I don't know if that was purposeful.
If Farb's doing it, it must be correct, but I can't figure out why.
Oh my!
Free crew, good. Enough free stuff. Now we just need free crew.
Well, he got a free fire in his doors too, so not as nice of a free thing.
Pieboy at the store. He's taking hacking too.
Okay.
They both decided early hacking, and that's what they want to win.
Does he get backup battery like Farb did? That's my question. I would 100% get the backup battery with that much scrap.
You can. Funny enough, sensors are actually nice to get on this ship because otherwise you can't see when you get boarded and you can't use the mind
True.
control on the borders. So I actually do like to get sensors too.
Okay.
It's a little early for it because the $40 could be used for something else. But
Oh, that's a tough ship Farb's got. That is a
yeah.
okay. There's a hack in the weapons. That's when you want to get that Masala maneuver going. Hack those weapons in a pulsar. Whew.
He has got to be careful if he chooses to board here to not
Yeah.
lose crew.
This might be a runaway
dying.
situation.
Yeah. He doesn't need this fight.
Oof.
Piloting now down. He doesn't need this fight.
Oh, he's got a dead human and in a pulsar. Ooh, boy.
He's taking some damage here.
Let's hope that clone base stays
Unfortunate jump.
online. Okay, humans up. Oh man, he's at
Go
8 health.
Farb. Get him back. Just get out of here. Okay, well, he is taking control. He did get the weapons down.
Okay.
He's taking control.
Looks like he's running to a
gonna
safe.
Go ahead and go. I think that's smart. He's gonna hit the store for safety. That's smart.
Yeah. He's got enough scrap. He can recover from that. But that was a really rough fight.
And Pieboy losing Atlantis. Oh no! Oh no! This is exactly what I was talking about. He had the money to get that clone bay up too. He
You would've
should have
taken the
had
clone bay
level 2
value.
clone bay.
Well, his boarding has just gotten way weaker.
He does have the rock. Maybe he can hit a store, buy
Yeah.
a rock or a mantis or something, and get back on boarding strats. But that is soul crushing.
Yeah. I would not want a rock plus a Lanius as my main boarding crew.
Yeah, Lanius with anyone does not make a good boarding bear. One
Oh,
likes to
gosh.
breathe and one does not.
Well, Farb, after that really tough fight, has come back really strong. And I would say, even though he took all that health damage, I would rather be in his position than the lost crew position that Pieboy's in right now.
Pieboy just picking up a free Zoltan there. Okay, that helps.
Okay.
It helps.
It does.
He did just board with an NG because the NG can make it to the board. Oh, he's just suiting up the NG to help out with some boarding strats, I think.
Okay. All right. Well,
We
I
got
guess
the
one
battle
thing-
NG, guys.
We got the
it.
battle NG. One thing that some people may not know is that NGs do same system damage as everyone else. It's only crew damage that they do half, but still, it's a boarding NG.
Pieboy picking up a free chain laser. That's pretty nice with the advanced flag.
Yeah, he needs to be more of a gunship now, I'd say, with that lost Lanius.
For sure. And I was about to say, in my practice runs, what I've been doing is using boarding initially because you have it and because it's strong. And then because it's slow later, especially when the enemies have more crew and they're tough to fight, boarding and you only got the 2-man teleporter, is transition to gunships because that'll get you your speed.
I find myself doing that a lot on Lanius because, like you say, boarding falls off if you don't have four crew to board with initially. Unless you're investing, for level 3 teleporter to get extra crew over there, it can often fall off.
It falls off, and it's expensive to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Another free
crew
NG.
Farb, of course. It's been 3 jumps. I mean, gosh.
Well, he didn't even get a free weapon. It's not
Poor
even
guy
that
had to
good.
go 3 jumps without a free crew. It's been what, 6 since he got a free weapon? I mean, come on, game.
Well, the
How's he gonna
FTL
win?
did just try to kill him, so maybe that's its apology for almost killing him in that. Was it a pulsar that almost got him killed earlier?
It's true. Yeah, I think his decision, back to that pulsar decision to just leave that fight, was tremendously. Just shows the presence of mind to leave something that you don't have to win every fight, especially if it's going to kill you.
Yeah, no kidding. I guess I was wondering if which do you think is the worst of the hazards? Solar flare, pulsar, or asteroid field?
Pulsar by far.
By far. Okay.
Farb just got a free.
You said he hadn't gotten a free weapon in a couple jumps.
It had been 3 jumps, and so over 6 jumps, so it just doubled down that one. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't bought a single weapon this run, and he's got full weapon slots filled. That's.
They both have a flak and a laser online, which I like. I wonder, the thing I'll be curious to see is if they transition off of the boarding onto heavier weapon loadouts.
Yeah. Farb, I
That's what
think,
I would
has a
do,
little
but-
more flexibility because he still has the double Lanius.
Free drone.
It's You know what the term for this is? That's called streamer luck. Farb's got the streamer luck going on right now.
Oh, Pieboy getting some repair.
Getting the
Repair
heal.
nice.
He's still about a
And
sector behind,
He's
right?
only into sector. He's only heading into sector 3. But he has got to speed it up a little bit if he hopes to catch up with Farb.
Either speed it up or have a lot more scrap gains if he wants to compete for tournament score here. So
Yeah, being a sector behind and this early is gonna pay dividends for Farb, I think.
And what's interesting is Pieboy is the one playing no pause. So, you know, he's not pausing, but he's taking a lot more time, I would say, to get the kills and to make his decisions, I'm thinking.
I'm not sure why it's such a difference quite yet. I think maybe there was a dive in sector 1. Okay, Pieboy getting his free hull laser. That was the one Farb had found earlier.
Okay.
If
And
I
he
were
likes it over
him,
the chain.
if I were
Okay.
Pieboy, I mean, he doesn't know this, but if you're shooting at 6 minutes per sector, you're thinking maybe you're behind a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking to invest and get that other laser online and start blowing stuff up, trying to
Okay.
move along.
So invest in weapons to speed up your fights. I like it.
He's doing it. He's not boarding here.
Okay.
It's a good strategy, I think.
And Farb, is he still... Oh, he's waiting on some clone base, so this might be some time to have Pieboy do some catch-up here. Because
Yeah.
he's keeping with that boarding, it looks like.
Yeah, Farb is staying with the boarding, and that will make him a little slower. Pieboy losing the Lanius. Taking 5 fuel here says no. That's part of the score kicking in. Normally you would take that, but
Yeah. Yeah, especially being as low fuel as he is.
yeah, normally you would, but if you want the score to be competitive, probably that's a no.
I love this. I'm loving seeing this use of boarding shields, mind control move. That is a strategy I have not used. I need to adopt that. That's really strong.
Yeah, it's a pretty specific Lanius B strategy, and it is very strong. Yeah, Pieboy's
Right.
looking to become a gunship. I like that decision.
Yeah, I think that's a good pivot here, especially with the weapons he has. One thing I love so much about Advanced Flak is it works with everything. Every other projectile weapon benefits from a 1-power 3-shot weapon that gets you through shield. It's so strong.
That's what I always say. If you ever watch my channel, you know, people know I love flak. It's my favorite weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because, you know, why do you like flak so much? You get, no matter what you have a flak goes with it. You have a laser, a flak goes with it. You have a beam, a flak, it goes with everything. There's nothing it doesn't work great with. That's why I like it.
Yeah. I would say that's probably the number, well, that and hacking are the number one things. Number one and number two things that Advanced Edition added that made, I don't know, consistent wins possible, I would even say. Because, you know, cloaking and hacking both give you guarantees. Hacking is way more flexible than cloaking, so it gives you so many options you can make either offensively or defensively. And yeah, Farb continuing that boarding on the auto scout. I'm curious if he actually kills off his crew again, or if he's going to start avoiding that to save some time.
I would start trying to save some time here, but that's me.
Farb may not know if he's still ahead of Pieboy in time, so yeah, okay, he brought him back.
You know, part of the rules of the tournament is you're not checking in on what your opponent is doing. So you have to just kind of know based on practice how you're doing.
Practice and possibly scouting. I'm
He
curious.
picked up another flak. Nice. Farb. Look at all this junk in the trunk. Look at all this stuff. Flak, breach bomb. He's selling that. Selling the breach. Getting the flak.
There we go. Get that flak.
Oh, he's going weapon
flak,
too.
buy flak. C flak, buy flak.
Out.
I am curious, Freddie, as a streamer who plays FTL, and you know who a lot of the other, I mean, every contestant knows who the other players are. Have you been scouting the other players, kind of watching their streams, see their practice runs, that kind of thing?
Only for the last 5 years. No, I watch a lot of FTL streams, so I am pretty familiar with how they play.
Well, I'm curious because I didn't know Gaussman and Herpix from earlier. Have you seen them play previously?
I had not, no. And which was a little bit surprising to me. I had not seen them, and I had been thinking, okay, we should see some high level play, but the level of play that they showed, I was actually pretty shocked by
Yeah.
not knowing who they were. I was surprised. So it makes me maybe a little
more nervous?
uncomfortable in my seat for competing here because a little bit nervous because they were doing pretty well.
Well, especially after seeing Herpic's score, I don't want to. Wow, was that a laser charger and an augment that he just got from that event on Pieboy? I'm going to call this the seed of free stuff because that has been.
We gotta keep this one.
Yeah, I'm going to play this one on my stream and pretend like I didn't play a seed, you know. But I will be curious to see as we kind of get closer to the tournament, as players are practicing and streaming it, to see, you know, some of these stylistic differences, because we see Farb playing a lot faster than Pieboy, and we're going to see how that, you know, makes a difference in the score at the end of this run, you know?
Pieboy's eyeballing some sensors. He may get them now. He went ahead and sold one of his lasers, the
whole laser, I
think
think
the
maybe?
chain
Oh,
laser?
The chain laser, yeah.
Yeah, he sold something.
Yeah, you're right. He has whole
sold
laser.
the chain
switch,
laser. I don't know that I would have done that, but
He didn't sell that
maybe.
and buy a charge laser, did he? That charge laser we got.
No,
for
that
free.
was a freebie.
Okay.
Which is fine. He should be able. He should get. It would be a long time before that gets online, and he should see something better, I think.
But I'm definitely liking Farb's 2 flax and charge laser. That's really looking good, and he's continuing with the boarding. He's gonna get those boarding rewards.
My strategy has been board when it's easy, and then when it's going to take a while, don't.
Okay.
So we'll see if and Farb's entering the sectors where you have to make strategic.
It starts being
decisions
don't.
about-
That's what it sounds like.
Exactly. Whether it's worth doing or not.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know,
And
free
more
crew.
Free crew.
Okay.
I like this. I like this, having the Zoltan hang out in the engines and just kind of stand there and power them with a dunce cap on. I like that move.
Interesting. You like that over putting him in shields to increase your shield charge, huh?
Anybody who knows me knows I'm not a fan of Zoltans because they run around turning the light switches off. So anytime they can sit around doing nothing other than powering a system, I'm happy to see it.
Okay. You are a fan, I assume, of two Zoltans and shields, though, for the ion immunity, I would assume.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna say they're not useful. I mean, I'm not a fan of a lot of
If
useful
you had to put them
things.
somewhere.
Yeah. If I have to have them, stinking up the place, yeah, shields are fine.
Go stink up in the shields. At least you'll be semi-useful. All right, Pieboy with the amazing NG double defense drone. He's gonna sneak that hacking drone through. Okay. The weapon hack.
Interesting. He's hacking weapons, but not boarding. I guess he's trying to avoid that damage. Okay, it worked out nicely. Nice.
All right. He's pretty lucky he didn't get any dodges there, but it was only one shield. He's about a second and a half behind.
On a one shield ship, I think a weapon hack's pretty good.
Yeah. He's a good sector and a half behind, isn't he? Because Farb's halfway through Sector 5. He is flying.
Farb is flying. He said he was rusty, but I mean, if this is rusty, oh my god! I hope he doesn't practice because
I hope you don't run into him
in
and
trouble.
This is him rusty.
If this is rusty Farb, we're in trouble.
This is Lanius B, so it's got some strength to it. He's probably feeling really comfortable on a ship this strong too, is my guess. I would say as a streamer, he's probably got a good leg up on not being as nervous as some of our other players, because Herpix and Gaussman, I don't know if they are streamers, but if they aren't, I guess it's harder to get used to, playing in front of an audience if you're not used to streaming.
Well, if I were playing Farb, I'd be intimidated because of that beard. And I don't know if that's playing into it or not, but it is one intimidating. All he needs is a Harley, and I'm not gonna be winning.
Then those guys I ran to in Colorado who I tried to pass when they were on the motorcycle, and they came up to me at the gas station. What are you doing? Sorry, I will never do that again. Please don't kill me.
What are you doing? Getting gas? Sorry, sir. I apologize.
Sorry, sir. I hope you don't have a gun or a knife or.
Does this store sell more than 3 gallons? I don't know. I'm out of town.
Yeah, especially with that beard and that look on his face. He is in the zone, man.
Don't let those glasses fool you, man. He is serious.
He's keeping the crew kills. Now that's interesting. He's doing a little bit of micro moving.
He is refreshing his crew there with a ship kill.
Okay.
At least
He's
I think
still-
that's what's going on.
He's still boarding fairly. I probably would have stopped boarding just at all anymore. So he is.
Well, he boarded there, but then blew the ship up. So he is aware of the time factor. Maybe he's using it in situations where he thinks it's just going to keep him speedy.
And we just got
Like
a raid
here-
from
here-
Mr. Hollow. Thank you, Hollow, for that raid. That's awesome.
Here you could board piloting, which he did do. Okay, he's hacking it as
Okay.
well.
Okay. Yeah, with only a single, I guess his other laners were still refreshing there.
Yeah, he's not waiting for Clumbe refreshes. Just got to go. Correct strategy.
Okay. All
Pieboy
right.
and Manta's sector. Pieboy's in sector 4. Manta's controlled.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at a store. Probably needs to get a little more scrap than hit that store up.
Yeah. Yeah. And he
Farb's in
is
sector. Farb's late sector 5. Yeah, he's a sector and a half ahead
at
right
least
now.
a sector ahead right now for sure. All right, Pieboy continuing that weapon hack. I guess he is really counting on asteroids helping get through these shields. But he is a lot of burst laser 2s on these enemies, I will say. Which is,
Rand, you are rather
I am Red Skull.
sunburnt.
I was a ghost earlier. Now I'm Red Skull.
There's light in your room, Rand. There's light in your room.
I'm being told that you're there's light in your room. I would say that's the
It's- no.
understatement of 2021 so far. Yeah.
No, not really.
This
This,
is-
Rand doesn't need light in his room. He's producing his own light.
This is what happened when white balance gets off. So I don't
Sultans
know if I
are
need to
green.
make a
Rand
change
is
here.
red.
it's also an OBS Ninja, whereas else you would be fine. Were fine before.
I'm gonna let you talk for a bit because I'm probably gonna have to pull up my camera to make a change here.
Okay.
Let's see here. I can do this with OBS.
Gives you a charming glow.
A charming glow, but skin cancer. So
Fade Rand out for a second. You can fix your camera.
Farb is looking at a free slug now, so he's actually got the 8 crew, which is not. I mean, it can definitely happen with his ship, a boarding ship. Selling the Pegasus, selling the charge booster. He's got great weapons. Ooh, and they're all online. That's what's so nice about the flak, advanced flak too, that it's 1 power, so it saves a lot of power to get other good weapons with it online.
Looks better now, Rand. Let me try to phase it again. Yep. Better.
Pieboy.
okay, I think
Pieboy definitely going with a not so much of a boarding, but just a shoot 'em strategy, which I think is good. If he thinks he's a little bit behind, he should continue to do that.
Okay, I'm back and I am no longer sunburned. I got some sunscreen, so we're good.
Back
so,
to the nice tan, just moderate individual that we all
oh, I'm
love.
so tan. If you saw me in real life, you would notice how pasty I am.
I just let my pastiness come through on stream, but you have a nice orange glow. You've got your color balance of your camera gives you a nice orange glow.
Orange
I just
glow,
look like
you
I look
know?
like Mike Pence's whiter cousin.
Well, if you're Mike Pence, I am apparently the fake tan of Trump. So the orange and the white together.
Yeah, you got the nice fake orange Trump glow. I've got the
There you go.
nice tasty toothpaste white Mike Pence glow.
Wow, look at this. 4 shield ship. Farb still hacking the weapons. That is pretty amazing to me. Is this 4 shields in sector 6? That's always scary.
Yeah, it
He's a
can happen, but it is scary sometimes.
I think this might be okay. He dove. That's what it was.
that was sector 5. Sector 5 dive. Yeah.
I would be raging if I was getting sector 4 6 shield ships or 6 shield sector 6 4 shield ships.
Farb needs a little power. He is a player. We talked about this earlier about saving money and not spending too much on power, but balancing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen him go low power for a very long time, so he's well capable of playing with low power.
Is he also practiced like we talked about earlier with the power micro? I would assume he is well practiced on that.
Yeah. He's also got the battery, so we'll see him micro with the battery. Now, sometimes it's almost kind of memey, or it's like, look what I can do, Ma, with the low power. No hands on the handlebars. So, I mean, he's got plenty of money to buy some power.
Yeah, he does.
I don't see
don't
the
know if
point
he's
in doing it
saving.
here.
Yeah, there's not like he can get cloaking, so there's no reason to save up that much scrap. There he goes. He gets some power.
There we go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, you can only buy hacking or cloaking with this ship. He went with hacking already, so we're not going to see cloaking this run. The only
to the same.
the only thing about the no cloaking is, when you have cloaking on the flagship, you reduce a lot of the RNG. And if you have baller weapons and cloaking, you're going to win.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes with hacking, you can take a bad missile. Even though you have good engines, you can take that bad missile to your piloting with a fire or your weapons. And
Yeah.
it can make for some bad situations.
Yeah, so I would say even though hacking is really strong, it's still a bit of a gamble to make that choice on this ship, because you are, free stun bomb, because
The free weapons for both players here in the last jump. Yeah, it's a
But,
little bit
yeah,
of a
without
gamble.
cloaking.
My preference, honestly, is especially, you don't know that you're going to get all of these weapons.
Mhm.
But that's why I like to wait a little bit. If I had the weapon loadout Farb has, I would actually prefer cloaking. I'm not saying
Yeah.
hacking is wrong, or it may even be the better decision. I'm just saying my preference would be for cloaking here, because I know I'm
Yeah.
going to win.
Yeah, and he got hacking pretty early before he got all these weapons, so he didn't know he had that choice. However, now he's kind of overkill on the gunship, and his defense might be a little bit lacking, depending on how the boss fight goes.
Exactly. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit RNG-ish in terms of where the missile fires end up.
Well, then here's a question for you. Talking about the boss fight, with hacking, with his boarding setup, should he be hacking and boarding missiles, or should he be hacking boarding shields? What do you think is the hack board strategy for the boss with this setup?
I would
I
not
know,
hack
tough choice,
missiles,
right?
No. I would not
no
hack
maximum
missiles,
hack.
no.
Okay.
No.
Would you board missiles? Would you hack shields, board missiles? How do you handle?
I don't know that I'm even boarding much. I'm hacking
Okay.
shields. What I would do is hack shields. I would board with the couple Laniuses, get 3 to 4 crew kills, just to kind of reduce the numbers. But I'm not taking a lot of time to try to get a bunch of crew kills, hack shields, blow them up, move on.
Okay. So crew kills are secondary to you, whereas killing him quickly is your main goal.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Goblin Juggler says hacking is nice for phase 1 crew killing. It's more complicated without hack. So I guess there are arguments for and against using hacking as a crew kill tool, basically, on the boss. But without cloaking, you are risking taking more damage, I guess, is the trade-off there.
Yeah, if you only have the level 1 teleporter, if you have a level, if he gets a bunch of money, has a level 3 teleporter, can do a double board into shields or something, then he could do both at the same time.
All right,
Really?
Pieboy dealing with a solar flare. Still just now getting to Sector 4, and Farb is this Sector 7 he's heading into?
Yeah, big sector difference here. Couple sectors now.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is the first time we get to see this. We get to see, for the first time, a much faster player kind of still playing really well. We'll have to see what the time difference will do. And if both players win, we'll get to see a score difference and how that is affected by the timing.
But yeah, we'll see if Farb gets punished in FTL score. Yeah, Pieboy just now getting into Sector 5.
Mm-hmm. With this far behind, he's going to need to hope that his scrap gains and his, I guess, probably ship kills are way above Farb's if he's going to compete with score here.
The funny thing is this sector difference happened early, and I can't really identify what it was or when it happened exactly. It just always seemed to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Farb got offered free crew when he's full up on crew, because, another free crew or two wouldn't hurt. But he did turn it down. He finally turned down the free crew. He could have taken a free crew, invented a human. I often am one to do such a thing. Sacrifice to RNG gods. Sometimes you must do.
We all know how useless humans are.
Yeah. Well, and Pieboy is really sticking with the gunship. I like how he is kind of stopped boarding and focused on the gunship. This is how he catches up. If he's going to do any sort of catching up, it's through gunshipping.
If he thinks he's behind, or even just to put pressure on, I think it's the right way to go.
Yeah.
Trouble is, Farb is also doing it and staying. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
about 2 sectors ahead at the moment. He is looking at his store. He can even sell the scanners or try to upgrade weapons here.
Yeah. Let's see what he's got.
Ooh, heavy laser Mark 1.
I was gonna say he's got 2 flaks. Your favorite heavy laser 1 flak build.
Yeah. Oh, nice. He's going with it.
He's
Nice.
doing
That
it.
actually gives him a weapon buffer built in too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually an upgrade in terms of weapon disruption with fires and holes, and then he's got the buffer in, so his
It's
weapons
also
are not going to go
faster.
down.
It's a
Yeah.
a faster volley. Yeah.
There's really no disadvantage.
And an interesting thing about, because hole lasers benefit of hitting an empty room, which is something you normally don't want to do. Heavy laser is really the same amount of damage if you're shooting system rooms anyway.
Yeah, it causes fires as well, whereas hull laser does not.
Yeah, it's got that fire breach stun chance. Heavy laser, mwah, it's just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's a great weapon. It's one of the top 3 weapons for me.
Mm-hmm. Have you created a weapons tier list like many people have?
Flak number 1, heavy laser, burst laser 2, halberd.
All right.
Everything else, trash.
Everything else, there's no B, C, it's F, and there's S. There's nothing in between.
Yeah. Everything else you can sell until you find something better, or just keep until you find something better.
This is just a holdover till a flak heavy laser. It's like, that's a glaive beam and you're pre-ignited. It's just a holdover, you know? Wow, Farb again.
I like it when we get into these weapon discussions. We're like, yeah, and people always say flak 2, but flak 2 can be good with a pre-igniter. It's like, yeah, everything's good with a pre-igniter. Like, we don't have to have the bad weapon with the pre-igniter. We can just have the good weapons too with the pre-igniter.
Snorlax says there's flak tier and there's not flak tier. That's the only. That's the only 2 choices.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, it's a sign of a bad weapon if it requires a pre-igniter for it to not be trash.
Right,
So,
right. This weapon's great if only you have one of the best augments in the game.
That's also the most rare augment in the game.
Yeah,
you know?
maybe that weapon's not so good. Maybe.
Maybe you should rethink your tier list. All right.
The old well, chain laser is good if you have 4 of them. Yeah. There's a lot of weapons that are good with 4.
Happening? Sorry, I just DC'd for a second there. Okay.
No, you're good. Farb, okay. Wow. Farb is diving here, the end of sector 7, and his ship.
Was that upgrade, a misclick? Did he mean to dive that?
Yeah, he did. No, he was taking extra fights, and his ship upgrades are huge. He should have a good score. 4 shields, 6 engines is that?
Yeah.
Level 3 hacking, and he's only now getting into sector 8 to get more money.
Is he flexing off on FTL if he's going to be diving like this? That's just looking like flexing to me.
It's a good decision because it gives him 2 more fights. I think he took the exit and then took 2 more fights and then is diving. It's a free dive pretty much with 6 engines coming into.
Have you been doing more diving practice for this for extra score?
Yeah.
Okay.
Particularly sectors, the late sectors, you want to take extra fights, and dive is good for score.
Okay. Well, that means Pieboy is really going to need some help to be competitive here, because he is not only behind, but he is honestly taking some damage from this current ship he's fighting.
Farb is looking at a sub 50-minute run, which is very strong, especially with his scrap gains.
With this upgrades, his weapons are a little bit lower than what we saw from Herpix earlier, but he's got a fast weapon system.
Without a beam in sight.
I know.
A beam in sight.
Kasalin is rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead. So, all right. Well, Farb is just moving right through. Honestly, Herpix and Farb have really impressed me today with their speedy play and high scoring play. They're both looking really good for the tournament.
They are.
Of course, he did almost die in Sector 2. So.
Yeah, I mean, we're not remembering that little bit. That was a, we could get this. Oh!
Sector 8 pre-igniter.
Luxury item. He is in Luxuryville. He can actually get that other heavyweight. He can get his. That is on. Is that online? Oh, that is online.
Oh man.
Do it. He can get the heavy laser
Sell-
too.
sell
Swap
charge
out the
laser.
charge laser for the heavy laser Mark II. Farb,
way more
click it.
value.
It's already online. Click it. No, it's online. No.
Well,
That definitely.
maybe.
I think that was a little bit of a misplay, to be honest, because that is
Yeah.
that weapon's ready to go. He's got a buffer. He doesn't even have to get weapons up.
That's very strange to me that he wouldn't
I'm
sell the charge
surprised.
laser for the heavy laser.
I think he thought he needed to spend money to get his weapons up, but he did not.
Yeah, that's
Maybe he wants to preserve the buffer. I don't know. That was a little
It's-
strange, I think.
it's going to be probably a small difference in the scheme of things, but because he bought a pre-igniter, that's so good with the heavy laser too as well, compared to charge laser. That's you get one charge from the pre-ignite.
It's the
Ooh,
same
that's-
volley, and it's so much more devastating. I'm
Yeah.
actually really surprised he did that. I'm gonna ask him why at the end, because that was.
The only thing I
don't
can
get
think
the
of
why.
is he feels like he needs to spend scrap elsewhere. That's the only thing I can think that he wouldn't go for that. And I don't know what he's thinking.
Though?
I know.
His engines and shields are already up. I mean, he's got extra fights. He's got $188. He's doing the classic Farb, you know. He's like the banker of the
He just
galaxy
banks
going around.
scrap all the time.
He's just like, you can't take it to the next run. Spend it.
Like, I'm investing this in the futures of FTL. FTL scrap futures.
These
There
are
are
for
no
my
such
FTL
things.
children when they go to FTL college.
Wow, I'm honestly I'm amazed by how well this run is going for Farb. He is really consistently hacking weapons. Is this something that you do even with this weapon system that doesn't have like all the projectiles? It's got 2 flaks, but do you consistently hack weapons like this?
I would have started hacking dodge engines or
Okay.
piloting. I don't. Maybe he's going for crew kills to get more score and scrap.
Okay.
I
He
think in
is
Sector
hacking and
8,
boarding.
though, yeah, he is still boarding. It's interesting. At this point, it's not. So I don't know what's correct, but at this point, it's not something I would be doing. But you know, he's not taking a lot of extra time for these kills, so it may be worth.
Yeah, he had about 200-300 scrap. Spent some of it. Still got 154 scrap. Okay.
Those engines, wow. Look at all those upgrades he's got. Wow.
Maybe this is to make up for him not having cloaking. Maybe that's the reason he felt like he shouldn't invest in the heavy laser. He felt he needed the extra dodge. I could see that.
It could be.
Points away from Farb for not getting swag doors. That's what chat says. No swag doors.
Yeah. More doors, more sensors. Boo.
All right, what sector is Pieboy in? Is he still in sector 5 or is he in sector 6? He is in
just got
sector
into
6.
sector 6.
That's a good 2 sectors behind. So
Yeah,
that's
he's two
gonna be-
sectors. I think he would be surprised to find out that Farb is at the flagship if we were to tell him.
Yeah, sub 50. He's at flagship. That is a fast run.
46 minutes is really fast, yeah. Especially when
did-
there's boarding involved.
Yeah, and he did get, he went in there after dives. So it looks like he's got a couple humans on his ship, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm interested. Okay, he boarded and mind controlled in engines. Now there's
Interesting. And he's hacking O2. What? He is going for the
Is this the
crew kill
venting crew
now.
kill?
He hacked O2 and he is venting. He is
No.
choking him out. That is
a
not
strat.
something I expected.
That is a strat I have never seen.
It's
never
one I've
seen.
rarely done, but he wants the crew dead.
That is really interesting. Okay, so the Lanius are, pulling out the oxygen of the engine room. The O2 is off, so he is venting that entire ship. That is completely unique. I've never seen this strat before.
Yeah. Well, with the level 3 hack on the O2, they should have no air. Yeah.
So he
in
killed
the
every
main
crew.
cabin, there's
Okay.
no more crew. There's no crew in the main cabin. And
So
that's
he's committed
He's not going to have
to-
to deal with he's not going to have to deal with borders.
Okay. He's committed to the AI taking over phase 3. Hopefully that won't cause too many extra dodges, but with those flaks, he should still be able to get through Zoltan Shield pretty consistently.
I think he should be okay. Yeah. I'm surprised he did it, but it was a strong strategy.
I'm gonna have to give that a try. I don't think I've ever seen that strategy. I guess it's similar to a piloting hack because you're taking engines offline so quickly with that strategy. Because I think he shot engines after boarding in engines and hacking the O2 to lock them out.
Did
Quite
look that
interesting.
way, yeah. And then he took missiles down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what Farb's been doing. He says he's rusty. I don't buy it. I think he's been playing 5 hours every night, just not on a stream.
Yeah, he's rusty in streaming. He's been coming up with these leech strats that nobody knows about, or maybe Hollow knows. I don't know.
He is going for the shield hack here on round 2. Should be quick.
That is really interesting. Britnoth says, "Oh, did I miss something in chat? It's called the O2 hack. Maybe this is a strat that I've not seen before."
Yeah, it's definitely used at times. It's not typical, but it's definitely a strat that's sometimes employed.
Okay. I'm so excited about this because this is one of the things I was really looking forward to for this tournament, is seeing other people using strategies that I had not seen before. And that is, as a way to crew kill with the Lanius B, I feel like there's probably few ships you could do that because the O2 would kill your crew unless you had those Lanius boards.
Well, if you hack the O2 level 3 and then just shoot it down, and then they'll send a guy in and try to fix it, and if they get it back online, you hack level 3 again, and then they're all dead.
Okay.
Because the hacking does so much, just trashes their oxygen so much.
I would assume with a strategy like that, you need to make sure you have a weapon system that can consistently get through shields, right? Because you're kind of screwing yourself to get through shields if you hack O2.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Well, this
Farb
is
on phase 3, 8-1
Yeah.
missile here. Hull is looking very good. Hacking shields,
He
boarding
actually
missiles.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, you're right. Hack shield. Sorry. Wow. This is
Shields are down.
almost a
This
sub
is so
50 run.
fast.
Does he actually get the sub 50? Sub 50, 49. He is. This is going to
Close.
be our fastest run of the day.
Well, according to the rules of the tournament, it rounds to the nearest minute. So as long as it's below 50-30,
Okay.
then it's a 50-minute run.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
plus
it's-
50. Okay, we're hearing
50,
that
yeah.
it's actually one extra minute because the timer was not working.
So that looks like a 51-minute run for Farb with a. Well, we'll have to see what the score is.
51 minute with a slight time modulation, but his score is going to
Pieboy
be good
is
too.
at 51 minutes going into sector 7. I think he's almost to. So that's a 2-sector behind right there.
Pieboy
Yeah.
better find the crystal sector and get some extra scrap. Or he's gonna, he's gonna,
Well done to Farb. That was a super fast
that
run.
was sick. He just
All right, he
takes a
gets himself
swag
a-
sip out of his little mug there, acting so swag with his swag beard.
Well, yeah, sure. Bring Farb in. We can have him as a guest as we check out the end of Pieboy's run here. Pieboy taking more free crew. Again, the free stuff run continues. Farb, are you here? Can you hear me, sir?
Yo,
That was a pretty impressive run, my friend.
I did not expect it.
This is you,
yeah,
Rusty, huh? Are you? What are
Yes.
you trying to tell us
I
here?
was. Well, sometimes luck trumps everything, right?
So
It's
we
like a
got,
free
what,
weapon. It's like
4
free,
or 5 free weapons, 3 free crew, something like that.
Yeah.
at least more than that. I saw you even got stun
And there's-
bombs later in the game. We quit talking about all the free weapons because it became boring and routine.
Is it my Discord echoing? But yeah, no, it was man, so much stuff happened that I just don't even remember.
Is this how fast you play? Because that was really a fast run.
No.
Have you been practicing this fast?
Trying to. But so Laney B, like what you saw me doing in the run, right? Laney B can get really quick crew kills if you have a ton of offense, which I did. And you board into the weapons room, you mind control, let everybody in there, they're doing damage to each other, and then you just pound everybody, right? I was winning fights very quickly like that. I kind of push more for offense in that sense because it's like, you know, one thing about the boarding ships is like it's still a boarding ship, but you still, for this, I think you want to get away from boarding as quick as you can because boarding's usually slow, but Laney B is just such a monster, man.
Pieboy in Sector 7 here at that same store Farb was at, getting also the heavy laser as well.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of meandering through Sector 7. Farb, I wanted to ask you, like, you in Sector 8, you had that store and you were staring at the heavy laser too, and I was just like, click it, it's already online, and then you skipped it. What was the logic, or how come you skipped that one? That was not a play I understood, to be honest.
Time. I was sitting there thinking, I'm taking too long, I need to do something, so I left. I couldn't figure out exactly. I couldn't
'Cause
like
it was
wrap
already
my mind
online.
around. You're right. Yeah, it would have been. I realized that after I jumped.
Okay.
I don't know if you look. I was like, I went up to 8 weapon power, and I was like, oh no, I can't do that. And then I came back and looked at the heavy 2, and I was like, I don't know how to do it. So I left.
That's what I was thinking. We were thinking you wanted to save the money for other investments, not
No.
thinking it was already, or like you wanted to preserve the weapon buffer or something. Couldn't
You know,
quite figure that
Farb,
one
deep
out.
down, we knew you were like, I don't have cloaking. I need 7 dodge rather than a heavy laser too. It was
Yeah.
totally a 400 IQ play is what that was.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we'll go with.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, see, you should have answered the question, Farb. I knew exactly what I was doing, and why are you asking me this? This is ridiculous. I made obviously the right play.
You are
Just come in
noobs.
here.
You are
You
noobs.
You rusty noobs. I
Only
said
noobs
rusty
would get
to
a heavy
troll
laser
you.
too.
Come in here like Shaq. I am the greatest ever.
After that run, I might agree. That was good.
That was a 51-minute run, and we haven't seen the score yet because the credits are still playing. But that's going to be a pretty darn good score. 53-61. Okay.
That's actually lower than I was thinking. I think you had so many free weapons and things that it scores a little deceptively low. I mean, it's a good score considering the time for sure, but I was thinking it'd be 200 or 300 points higher than that, to be honest, based on the strength of your ship.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. One thing about getting crew kills too, though, is if you get items in crew, you get low scrap with it too. So crew kills to a certain point stop being beneficial for score, right? And honestly, the way I was approaching every fight this run, how am I getting out of it the quickest, right? Like I was more focused on ending the fights and everything until the end. So
yeah, you were doing a nice hybrid strategy of boarding when convenient, I thought, and helpful, and just shooting at the same time. And if that was faster, then do that, because you really don't need a board in Sector 8. You kind of Sector 7 and 8, you kind of get the same stuff and rewards whether you board or not.
Yeah, it's definitely similar. And then, like I said too before, if you throw in the whole like getting less scrap for crew kills too, like a lot of times it's going to be more beneficial for score just to blow up the ship, even if you can get the crew kills. So
oh, that's interesting. So I didn't know. So you actually can get less money for boarding kills later?
yeah, it's like the standard pool for crew kills. Man, anymore I forget exactly how it breaks down, but it's like there's like a 3 out of 9 chance to get high scrap. There's like 4 out of 9 to get medium scrap, and then it's like crew or weapon and low scrap. So it's not like a huge difference, but like if you keep rolling where you're getting crew, getting weapons, right, like you get low scrap on that side. So
in a
like
sense, your high crew, your crew and weapon gains were gimping your scrap gains, is what you're saying.
yeah, in a way, right? And then the scrap you get from the free weapons doesn't include it in the score either. So it all kind of adds up. But I had a monster ship, man. That was pretty nutty. I am so uncomfortable playing that fast too. It's crazy.
We saw you super focused.
It was a good run.
You were super focused that run. We were looking at your face. You were really keeping on the edge there, it looked like.
Yeah, it was.
I was just trying to go.
Kind of had your brow, the whole time, really concentrating.
Makes sense.
Pieboy making his way into Sector 8 here soon.
Okay. Yeah, he was about a sector to a sector and a half behind you for most of this run, which is pretty surprising because it's the first time we've seen two people play this different in speed. So you really did with that faster play style. It's probably going to give you a big edge on tournament score.
It was early on. You were in Sector 3 when he had just entered Sector 2. And it was really early on, and it looked like he took I think Pieboy may have taken a dive in Sector 1, and you did not. I'm not entirely sure. There was some extra jumping and a dive that one of you.
Oh, it could have been. Yeah,
And
see, and
that difference never. It actually the difference just got a little bit wider over time. It never really narrowed.
Yeah, I think that comes down to the strat that I was using too, right? Like, I don't know if Pieboy is doing the exact same thing, but just like being able to end fights so quickly with Lanny B like that, you know. And I went super heavy into weapons early.
Yeah.
Again, with that in mind, right? So,
Neil,
the other thing too, when I'm sitting here practicing, I'm only really focusing on just like straight speed because I'm slow.
Okay.
Right? Like I play slow normally, so this is way out of the norm for me. And you know, there is a balance between score and time for this tournament, but I do still think time is like super important, right? Like the lower number you divide by, the better, you know.
Neil in chat actually just asked for tournament score. What's a breakdown of score versus time? So it's a formula that's been developed, and it's FTL score divided by time plus a 100-point bonus for killing the flagship, and then a modifier based on difference between your score and your opponent's score. So it's a formula, but it's basically score over time. So time, the longer you go, the more it just eats away. Being the denominator, just eats away at your score.
Mm-hmm. So there is a balance of how much scrap you can get over time, and Farb is going for the faster time, and that's probably the way you need to go about it to be competitive. Is the faster you can play and get that high score, that's where the winner's going to be.
Now, Pieboy's about to take a look at a heavy laser too here. I bet he's going to take it. What do you think? Pre-igniter. He has a pre-igniter.
Okay.
Oh, shields? Nope, didn't even consider.
No pre-igniter, no heavy laser too. Okay.
Okay. I'm wrong.
Farb, I did want to ask about your strategy on phase 1 of the boss, because I haven't seen it very often, where you chose to hack O2, board and engines, and basically crew kill him from the very beginning. Is that a strat you use a lot with the Lanius B?
It's one that I've used a few times, and actually Britnoth suggested it to me one time. So I cannot take credit for that. I learned it from him. I don't know where he got it from, but the idea is, and I actually did not do it completely right, but it didn't matter. When you board into engines, they only have 2 engines on level or on phase 1, so it doesn't take that long with 3 crew knocking the system down to
I had no
completely
idea.
remove all of their evasion. So if you have enough projectiles and stuff, you can just crush O2, and then it gets, you know, then you just start getting rolling from there. And actually, I kind of got mixed up on phase 1 for some reason. I started taking a bunch of damage, but probably just because I wasn't going for anything defense, was just trying to get the crew kill. So
yeah, you didn't have any cloaking, but what I'm really surprised, engines are only level 2 in phase 1 of the boss. I did not know that.
Yep.
Yeah, their
level 2
dodge
engines.
is pretty weak in phase 1. It's only like 15 or 20%. I think it's 15,
Yeah.
and then it
I
goes
think
up
it's
to
level
like 30
3
and
for
40.
yeah. Level
I think it's
3
level
for,
3.
Phase 2, what I was saying. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was incredibly effective, and I didn't know if it's something that you do all the time, but it worked really well with your weapon system.
Yep, just kind of set up right, and I decided just to go for it because I don't know how phase 3 goes there with being boarded and stuff.
So both of you guys bought the early hacking with this ship, and I was talking to Rand during the run that I usually go later on and determine cloaking or hacking based on my weapon loadout. Do you almost always just get hacking with this guy?
Every ship, yeah.
Oh, okay. That answers that.
No question.
The reason
Every ship.
for it is
Every
hacking
ship
is
ready.
just
Duh.
so versatile, right? Like you use it offensively, you use it defensively. It always mixes in with what you have. I would say hacking is better for phase 1 of the flagship, and cloaking is better for the other phases. But a lot of the times it doesn't matter, just due to the strength of your ship and stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. I started going hacking pretty much exclusively a while back, and it's just for me, it's too good to pass up. So
I've
So you
started to
rank
come
hacking
around.
higher than cloaking, generally speaking.
yeah.
I would assume with most ships you would prioritize getting cloaking eventually, but hacking is just what you always get first, is my guess. Or do you not even prize cloaking that highly?
I don't really have a set order for anything. I'm more of a what's the run presenting, where am I at, what am I doing. Where I guess where I have like ideas of what I want to do is just for the early game for a lot of ships, but a lot of the times it's just like what makes sense. And one part for me making decisions in the tournament isn't necessarily trying to decide what's right or wrong. It's just making that decision, right?
Quickly.
Like with the heavy 2, right? Like I couldn't figure it out. I knew I needed to get going, so I was like, okay, I'm just leaving, right? Like I'm just getting out of here. I can't think about it.
Flack it, I'm out of here.
Yeah, exactly. So like for me, what it comes down to for this specifically is what's the fastest like hacking. Like when I bought hacking, I probably do that in a normal run, but I probably put more thought into it than what I did.
Pieboy here making it
Starting off.
making it to the flagship here, and he actually got a teleporter hack, so
Yeah.
he wasn't really invested in teleporting at this point anyway, so that's pretty much a non-hack for him. Taking the shield, he went the standard shields hack here, taking him down.
This is what I would have done, but I really liked that strat that you used, Farb, because making it
It's
so that you
risky,
didn't have to
but-
worry. It was risky, but it works so well that you don't have to deal with borders at all for the final phase, and that's what I really liked about it.
Which, frankly, on this ship is not too terrible because you do have the mind control. So if you can't take them out in phase 1, you're playing FTL, then the mind control should be okay.
Yeah, it definitely helps. And you know, like I don't know, I probably would have been okay without the crew kill just because my weapons were nuts. But at the same time, that kind of comes into just like my play style, and it probably comes from no pause. But like I value crew kills on phase 1 so much just because it takes so much RNG out of the rest of the fights.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it is
Pieboy
nice
has
to
told
get.
me that you really like those sector or those phase 1 crew kills really
I do.
really highly on every ship, I would assume. Is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. I'm always looking for a way to do it, unless I have like a one-shot build and it doesn't matter, right?
Pieboy here is opting in between phases to take extra fights in Sector 8, which has been my strategy to increase your score.
At
So
this
we'll
point
have
for
to-
Pieboy, if he knows I'm done, it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
needs every
I
bit of
think it's
scrap.
the
he
right
can
thing
get.
regardless, but I mean, he's an hour and 5 minutes in. He's not got to be feeling. He's probably thinking he's behind. I would think.
Explosive
Yeah, I
Ash,
don't
to
know.
clarify, you are allowed to dive in Sector 8 more than normal because sometimes it's forced. We've only said you can't dive more than 3 times pre-Sector 8 because Sector 8 sometimes it requires you, it forces you. And besides, because there's a 3-turn limit on the boss being at the base, you can't score farm there because you would just lose the run. So
That's
just
a
to
good
clarify.
And then it also gets into time too, because you're not getting scrap for getting that elite kill. You're just getting the ship kill, which is still
Just the ship
valuable
kill.
for score, but I don't know as far as like score versus time what makes that.
I think in terms of score for dive opportunities, it's if you're diving anyway, go ahead and get the ship kill if you can. But
I agree.
I wouldn't look
I
at
agree.
it as something to really win runs with.
Yeah.
My boy having a good phase 2 here. His hull
Yeah.
is 100%. Missiles are on fire for the enemy.
Yeah.
He's got
0
some crew
damage.
kills, too.
One.
He's getting some
0
nice
damage
damage
to
too.
This is looking like a. He may
Very
not be as
clean.
fast as far, but it's looking really clean this fight.
I'm shocked I was that fast, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
51 minutes. That was, I think that's the fastest run we've had on any of our trial runs so far.
Wow.
I've had some
So-
faster practice runs, but 51 is very, very good.
What did
50
you say your
53,
fastest
61.
was, Freddie?
I think I've had some 46-minute runs.
Okay.
I saw somebody had like a 48-minute 6K run.
That was
And
me.
then,
that was me.
yeah, that's nuts, dude. And then, is it her picks from last run?
I think
run
that was
was
a castaway. I was like, it
Yeah.
was like 6,248 minutes or something. It was
Yeah, that's stupid.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
how
you're
do you,
right.
How do you lose if you do that? Sorry.
Yeah.
You won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's if anybody has a run like Herpix had, earlier, like you were talking about, Farb.
That was
That's
crazy.
those one. He was one-shotting pretty much every fight. So that's probably what you want to aim for, I guess, is double halberd beams and hacking to
I
farm score.
Yeah, no, I get it. And it's kind of interesting for me too, because I don't want to go to stores at a certain point for this, because you want more score. But at the same time, like, you know, my weapons are good and they're nuts and they're fast and things, but like 2 halberds ends the fight so much quicker. So it's like,
Yeah.
how do you decide, like, do I go to the store just to look for a beam, or like what am I doing? And it's interesting. It's a really fun way to play. I will say
Yeah.
that I've been really enjoying playing like this because it's way different for me. So.
Well, it's awesome to see the people who are choosing different ways to do it, because Pieboy is obviously choosing to play slower, to play cleaner, to make sure he gets the win, rather than, you know, skipping choices like your heavy laser choice that you skipped on. He skipped on it quickly, but he's taking a little bit more time to, I think, kind of think through a lot of these decisions.
He's fixing his ship up here as an example, and there are times where I did not fix my ship up and got completely punished, but sometimes it works out. It's a gamble.
Man, that reminded me the Pulsar early game for me. I thought I was done.
Yes.
Yeah, we thought you were. It was close, and you left, and you had those 2 borders over there, and I was like, just get them back and leave, and then you did, and I was like, oh, thank God, and then you went back for the store, and then you had a clean jump that was already discovered, and then you go back to the store. I said that was a perfect play there. Just get out. You don't have to win every fight. Just get out of that fight.
Just gotta
That one
win.
almost got you.
That 100 points for the flagship's pretty important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect Sector 4 blow up to have a very convincing victory.
This is a pretty rough phase 3 though for Pieboy. Oh man, those missiles and the weapons.
Yeah,
I think he's still fine.
When you don't have the cloaking, it's RNG based, so he's got fire and the weapons and shields, and he's got the enemy shields down, which is good.
Okay.
More
he's
fire
working on
that
missiles.
sucks.
Okay. Whew, okay, I think he's good here. It's crazy to have such a clean phase 1 and 2, and then all of a sudden go to hell so fast.
He's got his pilot under mind control. He needs to get that situation mitigated.
Okay, whole laser. Probably needs to probably whole laser that empty room right now. Just
Yeah,
get
a little bit of panic here. Oh, a simul kill!
Simul kill! One.
He's got the exact right amount of hull.
All right.
Oh, if his Clumbe goes down, his
Oh,
ship's gonna
man.
blow up. No, it's staying up.
So that was a minute
That was awesome.
and 11, I guess, if we're adding 50 seconds.
Yeah,
so that
another
would be
50 seconds. So 1 hour and 11 minutes.
1
That
hour,
was
11
so close.
minutes.
Nice job,
That was
Pieboy.
close.
Pieboy had to, get the swag sensors, and he had to bring it down to the wire because you got to add drama, Oh man!
Bloody
Well,
one.
that was very interesting. 50. He has a lower score. I was not
52-27.
expecting that. So 52-27. Farb, can you pull up your stats screen?
Sure.
Can you do that? I'm curious to kind of look at ships defeated, beacons explored, compare all these things.
What'll be interesting is, I mean, we see your FTL scores are similar, but Farb, you should have a significantly higher tournament score, and I'll be curious to see how the 2 tournament scores compare, given the time
Same.
difference.
Yeah, especially since this time we actually had 2 players who finished the run, so it'll be much closer than the previous one. But with the time differential, it's probably going to be a pretty big difference. So I believe
Should be, yeah.
I believe Kassalian are. Yeah, we're going to take a little break here. So while we get these scores calculated and get ready for setting up the interview, we're going to break away for just a little bit. Farb, thanks for coming in and joining us for an interview after your run. We appreciate that. And when we come back, we will probably crown you the winner of this one because of the pretty obvious score difference. But we can definitely chat about the runs in just a bit. So we'll be right back in just a minute, my friends. Farb and Pieboy, thank you all for being a part of the trial run. I hope you guys had a good time. I know that we got to chat with Farb a little bit during the end of Pieboy's run. And Pieboy, I'm going to come to you first because this was, I think, a slower run than the last time that you played against Mr. Porku, right? How was this run for you?
I was trying to play really quick most of the time. I just slowed down a couple of occasions. I'm still breathing quite heavily from that boss fight.
Oh, got going down to one hole. Got your pulse going. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you would say that.
Were you trying to make it so you died at the same time as the boss? Because it's way more dramatic if you do that.
That would have been cool. We should throw in a few bonus points for anyone who can actually pull that one off.
Yeah. I think Farb's edged it here.
Well, we were talking to Farb during your run. Farb, you've been saying that you aren't comfortable playing as fast as you've been playing, and you seem to just fly through this run. How has your practice been to prepare to play this fast as this run went?
That's pretty much all I've been doing is focusing on speed, but you know, that whole like fake it till you make it thing, that's what I'm doing. It just happened to look good.
Well, it definitely looked good. I think we should reveal the scores now. I think we all know what the results of this one were, but if Kassalian can show, so we can kind of give people an idea, time versus score, what the final tournament score is going to be. If you can reveal those, Mr. Kassalian, there we go. So, that's a pretty big difference. Freddie, do you want to go through these scores?
Congratulations, Farb. A 212.
Thanks.
Anything in my practice runs that I have been doing, anything over 200 is a very solid run. So, very solid run for you and a very good time. Congratulations. Pieboy also putting up a good
Thanks.
number, very respectable, 178. Congratulations there as well. And on getting the win in, just it happened to not go quite as fast as Farb, and the tournament score is showing that. But congratulations to you both for defeating the flagship.
Well, and I will say this was a great, showing of how much time is a factor, like Farb was talking about. It's only an FTL score difference of about 100, a little over 100, but that 20-minute faster time really does make a difference in that tournament score. So Farb, talk about when you almost died on that pulsar, because that was, if that had happened, you wouldn't have been the winner. So how did you recover from that one?
If I remember right, I actually went into the fight and I think I either had a shield down or something. Maybe it was ionized, and I think I had borders on my ship too, because I left the other fight quick to just like, you know, get time going. I actually realized how bad it was going like halfway through the fight, and then everything just kind of went to trying to survive and manage. And I don't think we were talking about it during the run, but I could have paused and I forgot to pause. That would have made that like just having that, you know, pausing for 10 seconds trying to figure that out, like I think that would have made it a lot better. But
How many more seconds do you think you would have been in that fight before blowing up had you stayed? 10? 5? I mean, it was close.
Hard to say, but yeah, it was like there was so much getting damaged on my ship. I think my weapons were down. I think my shields were completely ion.
Did you know you had the safe jump to go to? Okay, so you were mentally ready to say, if I leave this fight, I've got the safe jump, and then I got the store, and I'm good.
Yep.
Okay, that was a great decision at that time. Yeah, I was
Thanks.
rooting on that decision at the time.
Yeah, Freddie was definitely hoping for you to take the safe play and just survive. I will say what you said about forgetting that you could pause, I think is going to be a common theme here because time is such a big factor. I think a lot of people who've been practicing no pause are going to have a hard time forcing themselves to pause sometimes. And Pieboy, you played completely no pause, right? Did you completely do no pause that one?
No pauses.
And that's what
No,
you've
I
been
don't think
practicing.
I ended up pausing either, but
Yep, it's just how I play.
Well, you got really close to dying that final sector, or that final phase of the boss. What happened in that final phase? Because you were like super clean phase 1 and 2. Was it bad RNG or was it messed up hack? What happened on the final phase?
I have to think. I think I slightly messed up a hack. I didn't deal with the borders as well as I could, and there was just a bit of a snowball going on, and it got to a point where I just wanted to kill them before I died.
Well, you got a decent number of crew kills, I think, on the first 2 phases, so that was good. But I think your mind control went down, and then it did kind of snowball a bit out of control. But I think that about wraps up our trial run. I hope you all, Farb and Pieboy, did you guys have a good time doing this? It was a blast to watch you play.
It was good
oh,
fun.
yeah, it was tons of fun.
And this is super cool because we're going to get to see the real competition. You guys get a couple, I think it's like two more weeks you have to practice. So with this trial run, hopefully you know what you can practice and improve on to, have a better shot to play fast and play well and get those good scores. So well done to both of you. Great job.
Thanks.
So
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. Thanks, guys. Thanks for putting a show on and letting us critique and enjoy every moment of it and learn from it. And it was a lot of fun. Thanks for being here.
I get to be like Twitch chat and be like, oh man, that was a terrible play. I would never do that. That's so easy. You guys need to learn to play, nubs.
I'm a good Pieboy. Get good. Why are you so bad?
But again, I want to say thank you to Pieboy, to Farb, Freddie, Billy Kirby earlier, all the players for this trial run. I know I'm having a blast doing these. When we get to the weekend of the tournament, we're going to have more FTL that you all can stand for the weekend. And
Rand,
hopefully
can we-
Freddie and I can survive casting for 3 days straight.
Can we put more emphasis on thanking Kassalian? Because
And-
he's doing a lot of work.
It's very
Thank
true.
you, Pieboy.
Doing Tons of work.
Kassalian, I can hear him in my ear. You all can't hear him on the stream. He's doing about 3 times the amount of work or more than you are seeing from any of us. So thank you to Kassalian for putting this on, doing all the work, because you are making this thing run. He is the guts and the heart of this thing. So,
All right, Rand, thanks for having me, and I'll go ahead
Yep.
and sign off. And thanks for having me, and I look forward to a couple weeks from now casting with you all weekend during the main event.
thank you, Freddie. You have a good one, sir. Thank you again to Pieboy Farb, and thank you to everyone in chat. The stream will be going offline for a couple minutes before I come back up and play a little bit more FTL afterwards, but we will see you all next time, and I cannot wait for the tournament. So y'all are awesome. See you soon.
Peace.
All right, and we out.